Civil engineering construction is an industry that rewards talent fast. In just a few short years, you can go from apprentice or graduate to running your own multi-million-pound projects, like this, or this. Just like Molly, Mike, and Mahmoud, whose talent won them awards just a few years ago, and who are now leading teams working on vital key public realm, environmental, and highway projects. Let's find out more about their journey and how they're inspiring more young people to join our industry.
Hi, my name is Molly McMaster. I work as a section engineer for Volker currently based on the South Sea Coastal Scheme, which is the UK's largest local authority-led coastal defence project. It stretches 4.5 kilometres and it will protect over 10,000 homes and 700 businesses from flooding.
Hi, I'm Mike Wilcox. I'm a site agent with Kia and I'm currently working on a flood protection scheme in East Devon. So I have overall responsibility for the scheme, managing the day-to-day operation on site as well as ensuring it's completed safely to the required quality.
I'm Mahmoud. I work for M Group Highways on a major road improvement project in Devon. When I finished my GCSEs, I didn't really know what I wanted to study at uni. So I went out and I worked in construction for 3 years. And I really liked it.
I chose civil engineering construction as a career because I've always been interested in problem solving and seeing how things work and are built.
I grew up with my dad as a mechanical engineer and my mum as a geographer. I also grew up in Portsmouth where things like the Spinnaker Tower was being built, there was loads of infrastructure development. So from a young age I think I was naturally into that. I had a family friend who was a quantity surveyor who worked in construction and he set me up with like a local business. I did a bit of work experience with them and kind of saw an insight into it and I thought this is really great.
I finished high school in Sudan and then I left when I was 18. I had to start all over again. I had to learn English first. I've done my GCSEs and then I joined Plymouth University to do my BA in civil engineering.
So after college I joined a design consultancy because I didn't feel like I was ready for university. That year kind of confirmed that design wasn't really for me. I then progressed on to a master's degree from Plymouth University with a placement year and then progressed into the industry from there. I joined a company that didn't have many engineers, so from day one I was responsible for the site from an engineering point of view and got opportunity towards the end to manage my own small project. Winning the Seeker Young Achievers Award meant quite a lot for me because it got my name out in the industry. It solidified that what I was doing is what I should be doing and kind of helped me progress with a graduate job afterwards.
So I started with Milestone as a graduate site engineer. I worked on a few different projects in the last 2 years. And then after a year, obviously I won the award and that was really, really good recognition. It made me more confident in the work that I'm doing and it was also a really nice thing to get recognized. Obviously after a year I got promoted as well just because of that to a site engineer.
So I won the University of Bath Placement Year Award in 2019 after I did a year working on the M5 Junction 6 up in Worcester. What stands out with Seeker is it is that industry-wide association and acknowledgement. Everyone in the industry knows what Seeker is and I think having that backing of acknowledgement is great. So I work down on the South Sea Coastal Scheme, which is actually home for me, and it's been amazing to see a seafront that was slowly falling apart. It wasn't surviving the storms. For a city that was growing so much, the sea defences were falling apart. They dated back to World War II. You've now got an area where people want to be, and I think that's been amazing. It's being able to walk my family, my friends along, walk past and say, I did that.
I'll say the career highlight after I graduated. At Firepole in Taunton, we built a new road. When we finished the project, I felt so proud, because sometimes you don't really see, like whilst we're building the project or doing the project, you don't really see what you're building, but then when you finish and you just look and realize where you started and where the project is now, it made me feel so proud.
Big career milestones for me are this recent year I became chartered, so I became a chartered engineer, which was kind of like a big achievement for me since being a young age.
My next project will be the A382 improvement in Newton in Devon, where I'll be working for the next 2 years. The A382 is one of the biggest jobs for M Group Highways in the southwest. The job will improve travel times, enhances the economy of the area and enables for additional housing in the area as well.
So I'm currently working on an erosion protection project in Ottery St Mary, which involves installing sheet piles and rock armour to protect the bank from the old mill from eroding from the River Otter. My day-to-day role is making sure the site team know the activity and the task for the day. I then am trying to plan future activities, obtain licences from the Environment Agency and other parties to be able to do upcoming works in the river, and also ensure upcoming works have been designed and can be buildable.
Day to day, I think the best thing about construction and civil engineering is no day is the same. You don't really have a typical day. You're in at sort of 7:30, briefings, inductions, where you sort of go on about the day. And then what's great for me and what I love about it is I don't think I could sit on a desk still for very long. So for me, being able to go out on site and physically see what's going on, you'd walk around with the works manager, find out what needs doing. It can be managing subcontractors that we bring in on different packages of work, seeing what they need, picking up things like health and safety, quality, environment, picking up those bits and pieces. And then you do go back to the office and you can do things like planning, looking at drawings, ordering materials, making sure you've got everything, looking at models and going, crikey, how am I going to turn this drawing into what's actually out there on site? And I think that part of it, the problem solving, the using everything that I had, the geography of where you have the contextual application, the maths, the physics.
The industry's got a lot of rewards.
The salary is always really competitive. It's a lot higher than average for your age. Alongside that, you are getting a lot of different experiences. There's opportunities to work abroad. The benefits and rewards that I get from construction allow me to have quite a relaxed lifestyle. I'm able to buy a house, go on holidays, explore the world and do the hobbies I enjoy doing.
You get things like company cars, car allowance, medical, things like that, which are great. So they do want to look after you and they sort of provide for you. There's a clear pathway in progression, which I've sort of seen already. I came in as a graduate. I'm a section engineer at the moment. I think having things like the chartership progress as well, that they sort of encourage you through to keep you acknowledging your skills and having that ability to go through that process. I think you've got a clear path where you know where you're going.
I really like the culture in the industry. There's definitely a culture of teamwork. Everyone's in it together.
I do think for women it is a good place to work if you are that type of person that's like me, that can't sit on a desk all day, wants to be outdoors, wants to have that exposure. The team on site for me have been amazing. For me at the moment I'm going through my chartership progress, so it'd be great to come out as a chartered engineer soon. Looking at different projects as well. I've been on the scheme for the last 4 years, which has been amazing, but it'd be good to go and have a look at other projects and things that are going on. Obviously civil engineering is everywhere.
It is a really good industry to join. There's lots of progression. Every day is different. There's a sector within the industry for anybody depending on what you're passionate about. And also there's a role within construction depending on what skills you have and how you want to progress.
You know, when I talk to students and tell them about civil engineering, they don't really know much about civil engineering. But when I actually tell them, like, you know, how good civil engineering is and how good the actual industry is, I actually get a lot of good response.
I think civil engineering and construction is great for young people because it gives you that opportunity as a person to be hands-on, be in an office, get the best of both worlds, make a difference to your local environment, to different environments around the country. And there's so many different pathways into the industry now, like you don't just have to go to university and get a degree.
A year later, I came back to Exeter and I used the station and I sat there and I was just thinking, like, you know, a year ago I was working here. It just made me so proud, like, you know, of me using train station and also seeing other people using the station.
I love at the moment working on a place that protects my home, working on a project where you see the real impact of people. I see friends running along the seafront that we've done, which has got improved lighting, so at night when you run in the dark, the bit around the castle that we built used to be unlit. It's quite a dodgy place to be. Now we've put brand new lighting along there. We've built these like big benches and seats and people like take their picnics down and they've got fish and chips and glasses of wine. We opened an area where like skateboarders used to be. So we've actually done the scheme so that skateboarders are encouraged to be in that area, so using that space. We had Sale GP come down a few weeks ago where they built around the frontage that we opened last year, and seeing that area completely transform. It was like 10, 20,000 people all watching this world-leading sport, and I was sat next to my granddad going, I built that, I did that was me. And I think having that satisfaction and knowing that it's there as a legacy is great.
Mahmoud is proof that with talent and determination, civil engineering and construction can be a gateway to a fulfilling career.
Molly is an essential part of our team here at South Sea Coastal Scheme. She demonstrates all those qualities that you expect from a great engineer.
I've known Mike since 2023, and it goes to show with a bit of support from your line manager, bit of self-motivation and determination, you can go a long way.
If you think you've got what it takes to succeed in civil engineering construction, why not find out more? What are you waiting for? The time is now.